So, I want to take a moment and talk about rage. One thing I experience. He tried to jump on the couch and just bounce back. All of it. I think he had to sneeze. He sneezed and let him make it on the couch. Anyway, I'm sorry, that was funny. But rage while I'm laughing. One thing that I experience in abundance is rage. Lots of rage. Ridiculous amounts of rage. I feel rage from the time I wake up in the morning to the time that I go to sleep at night. All day, every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, continuously, for as long as I can remember. Even as a child, I felt rage. Now, there's levels to rage. Obviously, you have the full-blown rages, which is why I would stay out of scuffles with kids as much as possible, arguments as much as possible, because the rage that I was terrified of what the rage might make me do. And there was one time when I was in like 6th grade where I got in a fight with a girl where that rage just let itself loose. I wanted to unalive that little girl. And I was 11 years old, thinking about that. If I had allowed that rage to be full force, I probably would have tried to choke her to death. I'm not even kidding. I feel ashamed to say that, but it's true. I wanted to see her unalived because I was that enraged, and she was bullying me. Bully people always. And it was funny because she was friends with my best friend, and my best friend wasn't there that day, and she tried to bully me in the lunchroom with her friends. She never talked to me again. She never tried to bully me after that, and nobody else did. After that fight, nobody else messed with me again after that. But anyway, that was the first time I can say I felt that rage take over, and it scared me because I knew what I was capable of and what I wanted to see happen. And to know that it made me avoid all anything. And then as I got older, became more of an adult, kind of an adult. I barely feel like an adult right now. But in my 20s, I would have bursts where I would take it out on other people, like anger burst on people. And then I realized that I was acting like someone in my family that would do that to me as a child. Whenever they were angry or upset, they would take it out, even though whatever they were angry or upset about had nothing to do with me. And I even knew it had nothing to do. Well, I didn't know at the time, but I realized later that it had nothing to do with me. Why they were upset, they would take out their anger on me. And I didn't want to do that. So I let the anger turn inside. And that looked like a plethora of mental health issues that I still have not come to terms with how to deal with yet. But the rage has never stopped. It's been lower on lower levels. Sometimes I can barely feel it, but it's always there in the background. And I feel like I've talked about this before, but I feel like now I'm just now fully understanding where this rage come from. And I think I understand now where it comes from truly. I have rage because I am here. I'm here in this body, in this life. When I just go down and trace the rage, like, what am I angry about? I'm angry about existing here in this body, in this life, as this person, on this earth, on this world. I feel so much rage. I feel like on a spiritual level, I gave up and sacrificed a lot to be here, and I did not fully understand why yet. I feel like there has to be a reason why I let go of whatever it is that, or not let go of, but I decided to come here to give whatever it is that I came to give, because being here cost me a lot. I can feel it. I can feel there's a lower level of, initially I would say it's regret, but it's not regret. It's more like it costs a lot to be here. It takes so much energy to be here. And one thing I want to applaud myself on is the level of restraint I have gained from just existing. Because it's like, I understand why. I understand why psychopaths and serial killers kill people. I understand, because if they have the level of rage that I feel and they let that loose on other people, it's easy to not feel anything. Like, it's easy to just allow the rage to be what it is and not feel nothing. Like murderers, people who just go and murder somebody, I understand. Not that I would do that, but I understand. I get it. Because it's just immense release. It would be an immense release to do something like that. I could never do something like that because I don't want to see people hurt the way I hurt. And that makes me emotional. I don't want to see people hurting. And I don't want to see people hurting as a result of me and my rage that has nothing to do with them. But there is a part of me that wants somebody hurt. If I'm just being honest, there are times where I feel like I could punch through walls, that if someone stepped to me wrong, that I don't care how big they are, I don't care if they the fucking rock, they would regret it. Like, they would regret it in some way. And then I had the audacity to learn witchcraft and magic. That's like probably, which even still, I just don't want to see people unhappy. I don't care if that costs me to be in agony and pain and me die by that. I don't want to see people feel that way. But there was a steep cost to coming here. And the level of energy it takes to channel into this body, but even more so to deal with the sadness and despair of this place of being here. But there's a feeling of, I kind of regret it. It's like, even though it's something that I felt like I needed to do or had to do, there's a level of regret. I don't enjoy being here. I don't enjoy being alive. And it's not because my life lacks anything. I played these scenarios in my mind. If I got everything I wanted in the world, I was a billionaire, I had a love life, I had whatever it is that I can think of. Even if I had it all in my hands right now, I would still be in so much rage. I would still be sad. Now, from a psychologist's point of view, they would say, oh, that's just depression. Oh, that's just, you haven't found your thing yet, all these different things. I think that the mental health, I have to say circuit, but you get what I mean. I think the mental health profession, the mental health community is very limited in knowledge. It bases everything off of brain and emotions and things that we can see. It doesn't consider spirit really at all. Spirit is like an avenue for you to feel better or for spirituality or something, but it's never really considered in the cause for something. And because of that, I always take mental health advice with a grain of salt, because just like science, even with science, I still take it with a grain of salt, because mostly everything we know is based off of theories. And if something changed today, a lot of things would have to go out the window. That's coming. But anyway, I feel like, what is a resolution to this? There is no resolution. I don't have any answers. But at least understanding that I feel immense rage existing here. And that whenever I do something, when I create something, I don't get pleasure from it like I thought I would. Even creating something, painting. I loved painting because I had ideas that I wanted to get out, but I hate the process of painting. I hate it. That's why I don't do it. It's like, it's a mental strain of how can I get this onto that. I hope you can see that. Probably not. Looked like the camera went dark. But anyway, I was trying to show you a painting like that over there. It's like, how can I get this to that? And just all the mental gymnastics of what kind of colors I would need to use, what would I need to do to make me paint myself. Hold up. That's one of the first paintings I ever did. But what would I need to do to make this happen? I hate the journey of painting. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It was always an extreme stress and strain. And then the only time I would love is when I was close to the end. But then once it was over, I was like, okay, so what do I do now? It just was kind of another form of busy work for me. Even when it came to making videos, I love the ending of how it all looks. I hate the process of editing for sure. I hate it. I kind of like the exploration of trying to put scenes together in my mind and make them, how I saw them in my head. Just the exploration of trying to figure out what works best. But the process of getting to that exploration, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And then when it's the end and I make the video and it's beautiful, it's great, I put it out in the world, it's just empty again. Just feel really empty. Everything in my life, I felt that way at the end, just this emptiness. And the spiritual wisdom is that you can't get real, true joy from things outside of yourself. There has to be something inside of yourself that feels joy, that true joy. But how can that be when you're enraged from a deep spiritual point of view? Now, my spirited self is not naturally enraged. My spirited self is naturally happy and free and the sweetest person you'll ever meet in your life. Naturally, I would believe anything anyone tells me. Just because the idea of lying doesn't make sense to me. Even when I do it, it doesn't make sense. Like, why am I lying? Like, why are we lying to each other? I don't understand the benefits of that concept. I can see the short-term benefits of it, but even in the short term, it's still, you pay for it later. You know what I mean? So I don't understand the concept of lying. It does not make sense to me. I don't like when I feel like I have to lie about myself for someone to accept me or want to give me an opportunity or whatever. I just don't like it. What was I saying? I don't know where I was going with that, but all that to say, I don't really know what the end game to rage is. My next thought would be, well, I guess I want to try to learn how to channel it. Since I can't get rid of it, I guess I learn how to channel it. Can you get rid of that rage if you're existence is what makes you mad. And when I say rage, I mean sadness. A deep, overwhelming sadness about being here that's been here since I was born. Even though my spirit is happy-go-lucky naturally, there's a deep, deep sadness that I remember from my earliest moments about being alive that I just cannot get past. It makes me think about people in my family. I know they feel it too, even though they can't put a name or a word to it. That's why they're so miserable. I think a lot of people feel it, but I feel it like somebody shot me, feel it. And it just won't go away. But I guess I can find some way to channel it, maybe. My instinct is, I just want to do what I came here to do and leave. And I don't want to be here a second beyond that. Like, once that task is over, I'm out. You can have this. I don't really understand what it means to enjoy life. Because all the enjoyment I've ever known on this earth is fleeting. Even, I don't know what the concept of having enjoyment in my spirit. Truly, I realize that I don't. I don't know what that means or what that looks like. I don't really know what it means to enjoy life because I don't. I just survive it. And even if I had everything that I wanted, that feeling would not go away. Because I've had moments where I've had everything that I needed, I wanted for nothing, and I was still very sad and enraged about being here. I don't understand it. At least I don't understand how to get past it. Maybe I'm just one of those people who I'm really here to give whatever I came to give, and that's my gift to the world. Maybe this whole thing was never really about enjoyment, but was more about just going through the motions of doing what I came to do, get as much out of it as possible, and leaving. I wish I had a better answer. But like I said, all I can think about is maybe figuring out ways on how to channel the energy of that rage and sadness into what it is that I'm here to do. So yeah, that's all I have for tonight. And I know this resonates with a lot of people. And to you, I say, focus on that part of you that's pure. That's how I get through the day now. I daydream a lot, and I allow that pure part of me to have, like that, honestly, that is the best part of my day, daydreaming. Because when I daydream, I don't have to experience this. But even more so, I can be in places of memory, internal memory of acceptance, love, peace. A lot of times my daydreams consist of characters I've created that do experience this earth. I think that's how I experience earth in a beautiful way, is through daydreaming, because I don't really experience it too much outside of myself. Excuse me. But I daydream, and I allow that pure part of myself to just be, because I don't know if I can yet in my everyday life. I don't trusted people around me to really accept and be with this part of myself and love it the way I want it to be loved and appreciated. But anyway, I hope that was helpful in some way. Maybe you feel less alone, or you feel a little bit more understood in this moment. But anyway, I'm gonna go lay down. As you can see, I'm getting sleepy. Love you. Bye.